Namaste and welcome to this full moon meditation with me, Ellie La Trobe. So we are here, the second full moon of this Leo Aquarius polarity that is established in the full moon when the sun is in Leo. So Leo season is all about shining forth our true light. It is all about living from our heart, courageously putting ourselves out there to show the world who we really are. It's a phase of developing and establishing our true individuality, choosing what identities we use to express that individuality. So identity is something that we can engage with tangibly in this world. Our identities give us a frame of reference for other people to engage with us emotionally, physically, mentally. But ultimately, within our individuality, it is our soul and our soul's purpose and our soul's calling that is trying to come through and be expressed through that faculty of the physical body, through our emotions, and through our faculty of thinking and the mind. So Leo season is essential, right, in this developmental process that we undertake every single annual cycle of this earth around the sun. And the zodiacal cycle itself is deeply symbolic. And every year we have one of these kind of signs where there is like an extra new moon or an extra full moon. So last year it was an extra new moon in Cancer, and this year it's an extra full moon in Leo. And for me, it's like every year we get this extra knock, like where is the extra focus? Which of the learnings of the zodiacal flow is like our most important to really recognize? And so being a true individual, thinking for ourselves, Leo governs the crown. It's how we wear our sovereignty of this life, of this body, and we take hold of the reins, and we use all of this amazing vehicle to the full will of our soul. And so that means that we have to break a lot of patterns and potentially belief systems. So interestingly, these two full moons that we've just had, we had one at the very beginning of Leo season, which is like the establishment of ourselves as the king or queen of our nation, of our body, of our mind. And then right now, and the first one was more associated with Saturn, and this one is more associated with Jupiter. So we have this kind of what rules and regulations am I going to live by of my sovereignty, of my land, of how I want to express myself, of how I want to be fully who I am. And right now in the second full moon, we're being asked, it's in the third decan, the third part of Leo. So it's not just about this is my land, it's about how do I hold my banner, how do I rally the troops around me and bring people on board, and the world is engaging with this new me, and Jupiter is expanding into that. So it can be good and bad, because obviously if we are the new identity that we are holding may be less true to the calling of our soul or more. So what is that identity that we are running with? We are running into battle with. We are getting into conflicts with. And the phase of time between these two moons, the last 4 weeks, astrologically haven't been easy. So if you've been having a nice, warm, fluffy time, well done to you. You somehow have avoided these tricky squares and oppositions that have been going on. And each time you have felt over the last month some emotion that has made things challenging. Normally there's negative emotions that lead us to say a time was challenging or not. Those emotions are trying to tell us about something that is perhaps being ignored, that needs to be looked at, dealt with, however that may be. A true means of expressing what you actually need to do, not what someone else needs to do, or what you think someone else wants you to do. And I think following last year, last year's double new moon in Cancer was really saying, what are those belief systems? Because Cancer is very much about the beliefs that kind of are the underbelly of our ancestry, our family ties. What are the new ones that I'm going to live by? And this year it's the double in the Leo, but it's the full moon, so it's not just about Leo, it's about the polarity that's set up between Leo and Aquarius. So what does that mean? So we're not only moving beyond the kind of imprinting and subconscious patterning that we have grown up with from our childhood, and breaking free of them and saying, this is how I want to live my life, the Leo stuff. We are also dealing with the opposite of Leo. So opposite to our individuality is our universal oneness and connection to the group, to the whole, to humanity. And on each side there's like this jiggling conflict that goes in many different ways. And so let's break down a few of them that have been happening. So we have a lot of Aquarius themes right now. We're moving into the age of Aquarius, so there is more of them naturally. So there's this, there's on the Leo side, there's maybe there is a need to look after oneself, one's health, one's just singular one person. And on the other side, there's the collective, there's all that makes up humanity. There's those that are suffering from, are just by placement, are suffering from effects of climate change, are maybe different demographic or economic positions to us. There's been many times in the last year where this the privilege of the few is being balanced with about the needs of the many. So this is Leo Aquarius stuff, and then not to mention all that we have going on in the realm of healthcare right now, vaccines and anything that is to do with many people being involved in one thing. So obviously this kind of establishes a polarity between two sides, and within each side there's more of these Aquarius and Leo stuff going on. So there's a desire and a calling to live harmoniously as human species on this planet. That's very Aquarian. And then there's a need on the individual level to hold on to the familiar lifestyle that we've been living. There's lots of things that are challenging us right now, and the place that I've come to is that within everything that's out there in the media right now, there is points of truth, and it's where we pick those points of truth and we find our own individual wisdom about what we need and how we can serve the greatest good in humanity. So we find our place from the Aquarius group and the Leo self and individuality. And balancing up that requires that we're aware of our beliefs, which are emotionally driven, and we are elevating them through our concrete mind to think, to actively think, to rationalize things, to look at the science and those, the ways that we can understand the world through the technology that we have at the moment. But understanding the limitations of our technology and of our research and what our concrete minds can understand, we then elevate that to develop our intuition. So from this point onwards, in the cycle of the zodiac that we're working through, we're really working to elevate that higher mind, to deepen our capacity to intuit, to know. And what's really tricky with this is that so often what we think we're intuiting can sometimes be a belief that's disguising itself as an intuition. So this is where meditation, this is where giving ourselves space, this is where being gentle with ourselves is going to come in and really help us. So today's meditation, we're trying to do just those three things. Be aware of our emotions and how we're feeling. Note the ones that are loud, and then even working beyond just the thinking mind. When we're trying to rationalize things, when we're trying to get all the data, all the information, when people say, oh, you've got to make your own decision, and you have to start reading everything and start pulling all these bits together and making those decisions. And then you can get in such a tangle of the mental body, of the thinking concrete mind, that there's no space for this knowing and the wisdom of our higher mind. So we have to just become aware of all of them, and then where those sneaky old beliefs are getting in, because they do. So hopefully the meditation today will help you to not only to live your courageous, authentic Leo self right now, but to raise your awareness to not only your capacity to think for yourself, but to intuit your highest wisdom. And hopefully that will help you bridge this kind of crazy gap, neither rejecting your own individual unique needs and leaning into those individual gifts that is all symbolically reflected in the sign of Leo, and that you are to be celebrated. But none of this is without conscious reflection on where you're placed within humanity, and who your actions, your deeds, your work affects, your purchases, your choices, and how you can marry up the two so that they are harmoniously working together, that the needs of the group and your own needs meet and are in fact the same thing. So we're going to start as always. If you're sitting in a chair, just make sure the soles of your feet are flat down on the ground. If you are sat cross-legged, just make sure you have a pillow or a block underneath your bum and stuff. And just make sure your body is comfortable. Rolling your shoulders, moving your head, whatever feels right for this body. Whatever you need to do to feel at ease. Because if your physical body is not feeling at ease right now, then it's going to be a challenge to sit still. And when you feel, it's a good shake. Maybe give your head. Maybe let's blubber our lips. And ground yourself through those bones as you elevate your spine upwards and lengthen through the crown of your head. Growing up through the crown of your head, shoulders dropping back behind you. Grounding down as you visualize roots growing through the center of your pelvic floor down into the earth beneath you. Inhaling, visualizing yourself drawing up the nourishment and the nutrients that you need from the earth, up through the spine, up out the crown, and up to the sun high above your head. Letting the sides of your mouth lift slightly as you allow that sun to radiate down through your crown of your head, down through the spine, into the ground beneath you. And we're going to come to our breath. Take a big inhale and exhale smoothly. 3, 2, 1, squeezing out at the end. Inhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep going, inhaling. Up the spine now, up to the crown of your head, up to that sun, and exhaling down. Squeezing out at the end. Ground down through the sits bones. Inhale. All the way up through the crown of your head. And exhaling down. Inhaling fully and exhaling completely. Letting go with that exhale of whatever's been going on in your life over the last couple of weeks. Letting them fall off your shoulders. Letting pressure and conflict become part of the flow. As you feel your breath flowing in and out, letting go just like the tides turning. As the flow of water moves in and the flow of water moves out. Nice big breaths in and out, letting the shoulders drop down. And on your next exhale, squeeze at the end of the exhale. Let it go, let it flow. And then looking inwards and upwards, look towards the sun above your head. Feel that radiance pouring down. And see if you can bring some of that sunshine into your brain, into your third eye, into where your pineal gland is. And see if you can focus on this area, the brain and the third eye, and fill this area with light. Allow this area to be illuminated. Let that light become brighter. And now bringing that sunlight down into your heart. See if you can build a sun inside your heart. See if you can allow the radiance of your heart to expand out from your chest center. And then down into your core, bringing that sunshine down into your belly. Feel the sunlight of your own personal power pack, your will, your drive, and creating a sun inside of your belly. That fuel to do, that fuel to act, that fuel to be yourself. That fuel to play and to laugh and to love courageously. And now breathing through those three suns, exhaling down, inhaling up to the crown, exhaling down, inhaling up. And then bringing your bare hands to your belly. And just asking yourself how you feel. And listening. Keeping one hand on your belly and bring one hand to your heart. And ask yourself what your heart needs. What does your heart need? And then moving your eye gaze inwards and upwards to your third eye. How do you need to show the world who you are? And listen. And bringing your eye gaze up above the crown of your head. What is it that you need to know? What is it that you need to radiate out from your very being into your life? How can you be more authentically who you are? How can you bring your inner lion to meet the group? Feel how your heart wants to dance. Feel how that fire in your belly wants to act and speak and play and express itself. Taking a big breath in and exhale out through your mouth. Releasing your hands to your knees with your palms turned down. Move that light, move that illumination around your body. Let your shoulders draw back, let your heart be slightly open, let your core be slightly engaged. Let your throat be slightly constricted as you hear your breath through your throat center. With your eye gaze inwards and upwards, know who you truly are. Feel that brilliance, feel that power, feel that gift to share with the world. Take another big inhale and exhale, letting go of that which separates us. Letting go of that which merges us without distinct individuality. Letting go of that which holds our own discernment and discrimination of truth, our own truth. Taking an inhale and exhale, ready for 3 ohms to seal the practice. Allowing the head center, heart center, and core center to be illuminated. Inhaling for Om. Om. So just moving your body carefully, getting yourself back into this world, seeing how your body feels and noting to yourself what it needs. Physically, emotionally, mentally, and your soul. Good time to start journaling right now after that meditation. Anything that came through to you, pop it down and see what you can tease out of it. Anything that's uncertain, maybe on reflection over the subsequent meditations over the next months may make some sense of these more abstract impressions or visualizations. So I wish you well over this full moon phase, and I hope that this movement now from Leo into Virgo, so we're in literally the final degree of Leo as I'm recording this, so probably those of you doing this not live, the sun will be in the tropical zodiac in Virgo. So we're moving from fire down into earth, and we're moving into a mutable sign which is asking to improve things. So from this individual, this unique identity that we are establishing now, hopefully infused with the joy and the purpose of our soul, we're kind of working out how we can improve, how we can make things better, how we can purify, how we can take things to the next level, and help the most people in the world that we can, and we start with ourselves, we never reject that. Some people do the other stuff first. It starts with us as individuals, and then we're in the best place possible to go and make the world a better place, to help other people, to live those compassionate ideals, starting with this compassion with ourselves and our own creative and expressive needs. Kids are back to school here in Ireland and the UK where I'm recording this, so it means that I'm opening up in the next 10 days to one-to-ones. I'll be offering again astrology birth chart overviews and full consultation. So if you're looking for a year ahead, a little prompts of key themes or points in the year ahead, I'm doing those. I'm also doing my one-to-one soul empowerment sessions in 10 days time. So the booking will be open shortly, so do follow my social media and I'll let you know when you can book. New website is coming, and I've got lots more to share with you as time and space opens up on my side of this interface, this internet interface. So sending you much love and light, and until next time, namaste.